Hello everyone, welcome. So today we will carry on from where we had left yesterday. So I have got this model in which one floor is at least complete with doors and windows added to them. And I have also done a little bit of modeling towards the back where we have a pool there, and I have added a slab for the upper floor where, and given the cuts where there will be double heights as well as for the staircase. So that's all we have here. So today we will be working on this and we will model the staircase. As you can see that this is not a regular staircase, so we will need to model it by our own. Then we will add on some placeholder furniture. So I will explain how I progress with my work. So I normally add some placeholder furniture, then I add on the details on for that furniture. Then finally we will combine all the floors so that we have a basic model ready for this. And we will move on to the next day with for further details on the furniture. Okay. So let's start with it. Let's start with the staircase. So the staircase will start from here and will go all the way to the top. So let's start modeling this one at a time, one step at a time. So I'm selecting one step and I'm going to convert this into a component because we will have multiple steps of these of the same size along that. So let's name this as step. Give it a height of 150. We will see if we need to adjust the height. Then I will rotate this, create a copy. I have converted this into a component because we will be adding more steps as we go on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. Now for this one we need to adjust this, create the base, and then I will be making this into a group. Give it a height of 150 and we will adjust the riser accordingly, according to our floor height. So let's move all of them upwards. So it seems the riser should be 180. So let's increase the riser by 30 centimeter mm and now move this upwards. Converting this into a group, giving it the height of 180. Moving it here. So we will have to do some manual work because we don't have a regular staircase. So let's go on and create the groups. And next up we have again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, which will be same as these. So I can rotate these steps. Just point and it should be aligned. I guess they are now aligned. Let's check whether I have rotated correctly by going to the parallel projection. Yes, it seems. Okay, and thus we have the staircase. Now we can add further details, like we will be creating the nosing and all. And we have some issues here. Because we increase the red, increase the riser. So this is going to be a brief session where I will show only how we can create some placeholder furniture, and then you can go ahead and complete the furniture later on. Okay, now we have the staircase done. Next up, we will create one furniture at a time. So let's pick this furniture. First, I will also convert this into an individual group. So I will be organizing them later on, adding the layers and all. But for now, let's keep them as a single group. Now we need to have some kind of unit here. So this will be a unit and give it a height. And we will have some furniture for the table. Again, 750 will be the height. We will add the chair later on. And same thing with this. So I'm going to switch to next report. So we have a window, a sofa of 2750 by, let's have it 2750 by 900. And again, I'm going to measure 900 from this side. Okay, the measurement for the sofa is just tentative, the one that is on the CAD. So we will be using our own design for modeling the sofa. So let's go by 2500 in 900. Give it a height of 300. And we have our coffee table here. So the basic idea is that I normally model the furniture with simple rectangular furniture boxes, so that we can identify the places or the placement of the furniture, which helps us in design. And later on, we can anyway go on and provide the details, and we will add the layers as well for these furniture, so that we have a better understanding. And already everything will be organized. Once we add further detail to this model, automatically the layers will already be there. So let's go on and add some cushions as well, which will be 900 by 750. Again, this is just for our own understanding. And we can do a quick round corner to have a better cushion for that. With 5 mm, we will have 25 mm with 5 segments, and thus we have the cushions. And similarly, we can add cushions for these as well. So I leave my furniture up to this level of detailing only for the purpose of completing the model, and later on we will add further details on these. So we can add a few more cushions here, and you can do that. I will do that off screen. And let's move on to the next one. We have the kitchen here, so let's add the detail for the kitchen. Again, we can change the axis. Let's give it a group. It will have a height of 900. We need to adjust the windows. Same thing here. And we will have some overhead units as well, which will be at 600. And from here, it may go to this level. This will be too much. And we will also model the breakfast counter. So for now, I'm going to keep it like this and increase the height by 300 so that we have a counter at a higher level. So I'm going to keep this at this level of detail only, and we can copy the sofa from here and place it here, or we can also model one for this one. Let's add some detail for this one as well. Why I'm showing this is that once you create your placeholder furniture, it becomes much more clear to you about the volumes of the spaces, and if you need, you can do few adjustments very quickly, and it will be much easier or much better if you add the details later on, because in that case you don't have to modify an imported furniture, or imported I mean from the 3D warehouse, and instead you are going to adjust everything on the simple layout of furnitures. So let's have this one as well, height of 750, and in that way I will be completing all the furniture, everything that is there, and finally we will add details. I mean, that details can be from the 3D warehouse, or from if you can also go on and model it by yourself. So I will prefer to complete everything, to model everything on this particular model, just for the sake of understanding and creating everything by your own. That means including the sofa, then the cushion and the curtains and everything. I will be expecting you also create by yourself. Even also you can try to create the wash basin, then the WC, and if there is a bathtub, then you can try creating that as well, and try to create the sink and the washing machine. Try to create everything. Okay. You may not be doing this in future, but at least for the sake of practice, I request you to try and create these objects. So let's see how we can create a sink. So we will be adding details in tomorrow's session. Yes. Sure.
When we are modeling all this furniture and everything, can we, while doing this, if need be, can we change the sill level of the window? Let's say if you're placing the furniture against it.
Yes, you can definitely. So if I want to change the sill level of this particular window, I will quickly go inside the wall tool and we can change it to, let's say, let's have a guide first, 2100 or 1200, and I will increase the sill level to this, and also I'll adjust the window for that. And you are also free to change the design as well. So if you feel like you need some kind of changes in the design, then you are free to do that.
So we can modify any time during the modeling.
Yes, you can modify anytime, and that's the advantage of using only the blocks like these. Okay. Sure. So let's quickly add a sink, just for example. So we have a sink of 800 by 400, let's say. So this will be our sink. So I'm going to convert this into a group. Now here I am going to click have an offset of, let's say, 30, and this will be the, let's make it a rectangle, 340. This will be a square. So this will be the sink, and this is where the spillover area will be. So I'm going to push pull this a little bit to give it a depth of 150. Okay, so we have this depth. Now I can double click here and scale this. So we had already learned that we can scale a particular face, right? So I'm going to scale it to somewhat like this, right? So next up, I'm going to select these faces. That means we need the edges for this, and I'm going to do a round corner here. So round corner, and we can pick up round corner of radius a little bit lesser than this. Let's say 15. And let's go with it. Now this will cover everything. We need to clean up some faces. Now, as you can see, it has got everything covered. So if I turn on the hidden geometry, you will see there is a face on top. So if I delete that, then you will see that we have our sink. Okay. Now I can also create a circle and then create our drain. As well, and let's give this, bring this to the bottom. And thus we have a sink like this. So we will be adding more details later on, similar to this everywhere, and we will try to create everything from our own. So the basic understanding is you first create the walls, add the doors and windows, then add the basic furniture and combine all the floors. So let's also combine the floors. Let's imagine that we have got everything completed, and also make sure that you add the CAD layers, CAD lines in a separate layer so that you can turn it on and off whenever it is required. I have not done that yet, but still let's move this one to this level, have some gap for the slab. Something is missed. So we will see whether the model is now complete or not. I think this will fit here. Okay, now let's see that how our design is coming out. This is our drawing room. And we have our courtyard, small courtyard here. Then the staircase, and I can see that there is some issue with the floor height. Maybe I had increased the floor height since we had assumed the sill level as 600. So this has to be 3150. So I will reduce the floor height so that we get this staircase get connected to the top. Then I also see that we have the cutout spaces here. Then I've not done the detail for the upper floors, but you get the idea for this one as well. And we also have a cutout double height space here, so which needs to be created. So basically we can see that more or less we have our model done, and you can follow this workflow. It will help you a lot. That means just create the layers, add the furniture as simple blocks and add them to the proper layers and convert them into proper groups and components. Okay, so we can turn this off. Let's hide this for now. And let's create some layers for the furniture. Okay, so let's add this into a group, and I'm going to add that group to our furniture layer. So we need to create a furniture layer. (3D). So now I can turn on and off furniture layer. Okay. And also here's a quick tip to check whether everything is in proper layer. For that you can go and turn on color by layers from here, and you can see whether the objects are in proper layer or not. You can see that the furniture, all these furniture are having a different color. That means it has got a different layer, and all of them are in the same layer. And similarly, all the doors, they are in they have the same color. That means they are in the same layer. The walls, the floor, and everything else is having same color. That means maybe they are in an unwanted same layer, even the staircase. So we need to sort them as well. So I have already explained how we can sort things into layers. So I will be organizing this model by adding all the placeholder furniture for both the floors and adding the staircase and all the corrections like the corrections to the floor height as well as the cutout over here. And from there we will continue tomorrow by adding further details to the furniture. Then we will also add some site elements, then adding the materials, and also I will show you some trick if the file gets heavy over the course of time. So that will be all for today from my side. So it was a very brief session, but I would like to see if you have done anything for this particular exercise, as I have requested you to work along on this exercise. So if you have started working on this, please let me know. Okay, Nana has done the walls, need to place doors and windows. So Nana, you have any doubt regarding the work you have done till now? Or did everything go smoothly? You were able to create the walls, very good. Okay, add the doors and windows and also the placeholder furniture. Just keep them organized and then we will proceed with the next exercise. So I will show you a file how I normally organize our drawings. I think it will be somewhere here. This particular drawing where we have, if I go color by layer, then you can see that all the furniture are very basic furniture as we had just created, and we have the bed as a very basic bed. We don't have any details here. This represents a wardrobe. This is how the dining table is created, and these cuboids represent the breakfast counter. Then we have the kitchen where we have, this is in the wrong layer. Anyways, so we have the cabinets for the bottom and then we have the overhead cabinets. Then this represents the refrigerator. As you can see that everything is very, very basic here. The bed, the study area, so everything is just cuboid. So this is the very first proposal which we provide normally to our clients, and it is the same for all the floors. If I go to other floors as well, you will see that they are all just similar arrangement at similar level of details. These are just cuboids. So as we progress, we will add further details to this. We can go on adding the designs for these wardrobes and beds and everything, but everything is organized in the layer. So once we go on inside and start editing these objects, the layers and everything else will still be intact. So all we need to do is just modify this or replace this with a library component, and we will have everything organized. So this is a very crucial stage where everything needs to be in proper layers and in proper groups so that you get to produce the drawings in a better way. And you can see that you can also create drawings which have very neat and clean lines as with these kind of blocks, because we don't need to show extra lines, extra details in plans other than just these few lines, right? So that's why the bathroom basin is also modeled. No, this is not modeled. This was a library unit, so we had to save some time, so we had used the library unit. But yes, we will be modeling the bathroom basin for our case. So we will close our session for now. So I hope everyone has got the idea of using the placeholder furniture and adding them to your model in proper layers and groups. So make sure that the furniture, that is all the furniture, is a single group, and inside that you can have individual groups as well. As you can see in this case, this furniture layer is a single group, and that group has been added to a furniture layer. So you do that kind of organization, and remaining part will be taken care of even in the detailed case. Floors should also be in a different layer. Yes. So floor, I have got the floors in RCC slab layers, and the brick walls in the brick wall layer, and columns in the column layer. Single groups are in layer 0, right? Yes, single groups. These groups are in the untagged layer. Even inside these, everything is untagged. We can add layers to only one level only. But in case you want to add dining table in a separate layer, then you can do that as well. Like in case of options, I had shown that if you want to arrange two different arrangement of say dining table or two different options of dining table, then you can have them in two different layers. Complete floor with all elements should have a separate layer. Floor with all elements, I didn't understand. The floor is in the RCC slab layer. So in this case, as you can see, if I double click, so it has got only the floor slab and nothing else, this one. And in the wall layer, we have only the walls. And in the furniture layer, as you can see, we have these furniture. Now we will talk about these. I had already demonstrated, but we will talk about how we can add dotted lines and all again. And this is the entire model, where each floor is a group. Inside that, we have the walls and everything, and inside that also we have got groups for walls, then groups for the furniture, as you can see. And all the windows and all the doors are in a single group, and that group is in the doors layer, and the windows are in the windows layer. So we will be organizing everything in this kind of organization. Okay, and adding section planes and preparing drawings we will do in our future class, but for now just focus on creating the groups and adding the layers. So that is why we are going step by step with this exercise, so that everything becomes clear by the end of this, by the end of the 5th day, that is. Why can't we see other floor doors and windows in this one? And that's because, no, see, this particular group has got the doors and windows inside this group. Okay, so if I turn off the doors and windows, as you can see in the windows layer, which is here. So if I turn off the windows layer, this should also be in the windows layer. No, it is not. Okay, this is not in a proper group. So anyways, so everything, if they are in the windows layer, will be turned off, similar to the walls layer. So walls are in proper arrangement here, but we can turn off individual floors as well. So that's why we will be organizing this later on, but for now just add everything in a group, like all the doors and will be a group, all the windows will be a group, and add that group to their layers. Okay, and it will be much easier if you try it by your own to understand, and also I will be there to help you to organize the groups. In this case, the upper floor does not have the group for the windows. That's why we are facing this issue. Okay, I will see you tomorrow on the next class, when we will add details to the furniture and also do some site modeling on this same project, on the same project.